Good evening, everybody. I want to welcome you here to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So we're here on Saturday night to do What's New, which used to be on Thursdays, now is on Saturdays. Gives me more time to work on the album and listen to it. So for those of you who are new to this program and have not seen this show, basically it's a show that in which I discuss albums that are new for the year. In this particular year, it's 2024. I only do albums that came out in the year of 2024 on this show. Basically, we talk about the albums. I give a little bit of a review. I've listened to them and decide how much I like them, what I do like about them, what I don't like about them, that kind of stuff. Nothing serious, really. So, anyways, the album we've chosen to do this week is called Charisma, or the album I've chosen to do this week is called Charismatic Leader, featuring the band Wheel. So, this is a progressive rock, if you like, progressive metal, I guess would be the better term, symphonic metal, symphonic progressive metal. The combination of all those things is what this band does. Released on May the 3rd, 2024. It's about 47 minutes in length on the In and Out record label. So the personnel on this are James Lascelles on vocals and guitar, Santiri Saksala on drums, and Juicy Turanen on lead guitar. They don't list a bass player for this album, but I assume it's either somebody else in the credits that I did not see, or possibly one of these other two guys plays the bass for some point in the album, but it's not credited. Okay, so this is a Finnish band. This is their third studio album released this year. I think their first one, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think their first one was in 2019. So a relatively new band within the last 5 years. The vocals can be poppy-like at points, or they can be more rough sounding. Depends on the overall sound of the music. When the music is softer and quieter, it's a bit of a soft, poppy sound. When it's more metal-like, it's a heavy, almost raspy sound to some of his vocals. And of course, his voice can go from this kind of a deeper sound, medium deep sound, to up to a fairly high-pitched noise sound. Riffing is strong on this album. That seems to be their main suit, I think. And this is, like I said, more of a prog metal or symphonic metal album. So, having said all that, now let's get to the songs. There's only 7 tracks on the album. So, fairly lengthy tracks for the most part. You've got 3 of the songs over 9 minutes, with a fourth one in the 7-minute range, and you got a couple of shorter ones as well. So we'll start by telling you that I gave them all a fairly good rating for a new band for me that I had not heard before. Most of their stuff is the 6 and 6.5s. Yeah, they got a couple of 5.5s too, but pretty much everything passed. Now, there was no songs that I just wanted to skip. Let's put it that way. So the opening track was called Empire. This is a fast-paced, speed-like metal song. Some melodic, heavy doom-like metal guitar parts here. The vocals are, again, that medium range, going somewhat up to a higher range, but not overly, and are heavier. Are heavier as the parts are heavier, I should say. The next song is called Porcelain. I like this song a little bit better. It was one of the 2 songs that I gave a decent mark to. It's got, the vocals are almost pop-like at times, but also heavier later, and the riffing is fairly heavy on this song. It's a smooth song, heavy with coarse vocals at times, but strong. Smooth feel to the whole song, I think. Very good riffing on this track as well. I think it's got a little bit of that symphonic metal sound to it, but a good track. Was one of my favorites. The next one is called Submission, which is doom-like, with some really beefy guitars and some some speed. There's a little bit of speed here, but not a ton. The metal part is more of a background sound, not like dominated. The vocals are a little bit more dominated here. Medium vocals, nothing too high, nothing too low. Some nice guitar parts here, both the riffing and the solo part. A melodic symphonic part in the middle of the album, I guess, if you prefer that. And yeah, so it's just, overall, I find this to be a bit more of a symphonic track more than any of the others at this point. The next track out is called Saboteur. Heavy, slow, melodic, beefy guitars here. Lots of riffing. The vocals are typical of this band. Very medium range. You get some heavier drum parts on this as well. The next track is called Discipline. Not as good of a track. More of a melodic. Very heavy. Drums are a little bit heavier on this particular track, and I find it to be a bit of a melodic pounding song. Nothing serious pounding, but not bad. The next song is very different from the first 4, 5, because I believe it's only an instrumental here. It's mostly acoustic guitar. It is an acoustic guitar bit, Caught in the Afterglow. It's a short little acoustic bit that they put in. The last track on here is one of the other song that I liked quite a bit. This may be my favorite on the album. It's about 10 and a half minutes in length. Very melodic, very laconic. So the track is very slow, melodic, heavy. Nothing out of the ordinary, really. It does have a poppy, proggy element to it as well. So it's not entirely a metal song. It does have that proggy, some beefy guitar, and the solo was very beefy as well. And then you have a melodic guitar riff that just kind of dominates this track. So overall, I find this album to be a decent album. It's a band that I think I'll do a little, I want to explore the other 2 albums, so I may listen to them throughout the week, see if there's been any progression, because they are kind of a progressive metal band. I found as the album went on, they became a little more symphonic, a little less metalish. The vocals became more dominant, and the album itself had that progressive sound to it, progressive metal sound to it. So not a bad band, not a bad album by a band that is a first timer for me, and that's Wheel. So Charismatic Leader from Wheel, excellent. Give it a shot, give it a listen, see if you like it. Definitely a band that I will listen to their other 2 albums and then decide if I like 1, 2, or 3 albums, or maybe I don't like them enough to buy them. I'm not sure. Anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, please hit the like and subscribe. That's much appreciated. Any comments about the band, the album, or anything I've said, you can put in the comment section below. And we will be back next Saturday with another What's New episode with another album. I've added some new ones that are more recent that I want to get into as well. So we will be doing at least one of those next week. So have yourself a good evening. Take care and goodbye.